Check it out. This monitor's got a laundry list of cool features. It's 4K, it's IPS, it's got AMD FreeSync, but most importantly, it's got a USB Type-C port for display purposes. Now that is something that I've been waiting to try out since we got our Dell XPS 15 last year, since it also has a Type-C port. So, what did I learn? Well, for one, if you plug a computer into this thing, it will display stuff on the front. No way. It really has been great to see monitor technology progress in the way it has the past year or two. 4K has gone from being some ridiculously high resolution for the 1% to a high resolution for the 4 or 5%. What do those numbers refer to? I'm not entirely sure. Just like this monitor's name, 27. That's the size, 27 inches. UD, that's probably ultra high definition, fair enough. 88W, who knows, could be anyone's guess. 88 wows because the monitor is so great. Yeah. The point is, manufacturers are now routinely coming out with 4K monitors packed with great specs for gamers and creative professionals, and the LG 27UD88 is part of that trend. Plus, as I said, there's a USB Type-C port here as well, so that definitely adds something interesting. Let's jump into a product tour, shall we? Now, the monitor is clad in white plastic most places, which is not very common these days, but which personally I wouldn't mind seeing more of. LG says they made the metal base curved to add to the monitor's stability, which I think actually works when you look at how floppy this Samsung 4K monitor is. The stand allows adjustments to height, tilt, and rotation, but no swiveling, which is fair since it's got nice wide viewing angles, but I still would have liked to have that. The actual monitor attaches to the stand with a simple clip-on mechanism, and there are VESA mounting holes in case you want to stick it on something else. There's a pleasantly thin bezel surrounding the sides and top of the display, which has a nice matte, non-reflective surface. The single hardware button for the monitor is found underneath the display, and it's actually a clickable joystick type thing for navigating the built-in menus. On to the important specs. The 27UD88 is, as I said, 27 inches diagonally. It's an IPS panel with 178-degree viewing angles, resolution of 3840 by 2160, 60 Hz refresh rate, 16:9 aspect ratio, 5 millisecond response time, and support for AMD's FreeSync variable refresh rate technology. For I/O, we've got a 3.5mm audio jack, 2 HDMI 2.0 ports that support 4K at 60 FPS, 1 DisplayPort 1.2 port, 2 USB 3.0 Type-A ports, and 1 USB 3.0 Type-C port that supports the DisplayPort 1.2 standard, but not USB 3.1 or Thunderbolt 3, so don't expect the most blazingly fast speeds for transferring data if you do use the Type-C port. There's also this extra USB 2.0 port that's only there for when the monitor needs servicing, apparently. It says, do not use, but it kind of makes me want to use it. Don't do it, Riley! Ugh, okay. Now, since we mentioned that USB Type-C port, what does that allow you to do? I mean, we've heard the wonders of the Type-C connector for years with its ability to transfer data, charge devices, and carry a display signal. I hooked up our Dell XPS 15, which has a 4K screen itself, to the monitor and used it while writing this review. It maintained 4K at 60 Hz the entire time. Rocket League actually didn't have the weird blurring that I sometimes get on the actual laptop display. It seemed very responsive. The other cool thing about using a Type-C port for your display is that it doubles as a USB hub. I plugged a keyboard and mouse into the 2 Type-A ports in the back and a headset into the audio port, and everything worked wonderfully, which means I had my display, USB peripherals, and audio all connected through the reversible Type-C connector. Plus, if I was using a device that supported charging through the USB-C port, like the Samsung Tab Pro S, I could have done that too. Guys, using this setup, I glimpsed the wonderful future that awaits us. Universal, reversible connectors for everything. It's glorious. Although I should note that I plugged a USB drive into one of the ports in the back, and it didn't actually show up on the laptop, so I'm not sure whether you can use drives through that hub, but it did work fine for peripherals. Now, this monitor has a few features aimed towards gamers. The 60 Hz refresh rate and 5 millisecond response time put this monitor in the middle in terms of raw specs. It's not going to match up to 144 Hz and 1 millisecond response time gaming monitor in terms of pure performance, but it'll definitely still be a good gaming experience. FreeSync will eliminate tearing and stuttering if you got an AMD card, and they've also got custom setting presets for different types of games in the settings. So if you do use this monitor for gaming, it won't be a slouch. But those who might be a little more interested in this display in particular, as opposed to a pure gaming monitor, is content creators. The monitor comes pre-calibrated for color accuracy and covers over 90% 99% of the sRGB spectrum. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to test the color calibration because Anthony took our Spider color calibrator home and left it there, and then went to Computex. So... LG includes software with this monitor called on-screen control that lets you adjust the physical monitor settings using your mouse and keyboard, where normally those settings are changed using the display's hardware button, so that's kind of nice. On-screen control also allows you to set up virtual monitors within the same display. However, you will need a disk drive to install the software since I couldn't find any way to download it from the internet. So what's the story here? We've got a nicely designed 4K monitor with color accuracy for creators, a decent response time for gamers, FreeSync capability, and of course that USB Type-C port. Now all those features kind of push the price for this monitor up to $699 at MSRP. But if you like the rest of it, but could do without the USB ports, the LG 27UD88, as opposed to this, the 88, it's basically the same monitor, but it only has 2 HDMI and 1 DisplayPort in the back. But it's quite a bit cheaper at $499 MSRP. So like I said, the USB Type-C ports features are pretty awesome, but it's definitely up to you whether you think that it's worth another 200 bucks. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. I have to go in the middle because the things are on the side. You can click here to watch more videos, follow us on social media over here, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this from NCIX. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to move on to my next video, which is a printer. It's not as exciting as a 4K monitor, but it is a lot heavier. Oh. So if you judge the worth of things by weight, it is better. See ya!